Step up
Hell of
to
a
the
sub
line,
in.
brother.
So how much different would have been, you think?
It would have been different. Like you said, it would have been different. But living reality, going to the offseason, keep working.
ZIon, just how do you kind of put this year into perspective? Obviously, the injury was unfortunate, the timing, but you played more than you ever have in the regular season.
Like I said before, it's really bittersweet. Because even in OKC, even in Smoothie King, looking around and I'm just like, this is the playoffs. Everybody has the same shirt on. The fans are into the game. It was bittersweet, but I was still happy for my guys.
I know that wasn't the way you wanted to end it, but how much pride do you take in 70 games played this season?
That was definitely a step in the right direction. Looking to build on that next season. And hopefully do what I need to do so I can participate in the playoffs next year.
Everybody has kind of talked about how much growth they've seen from you, and not just on the court, because that's always been there, but just everybody's been, very flattering about the person you've become. Do you feel like this is your team and this is kind of your time to continue that?
I think that'd be up to my teammates and the staff. But I got to give my vets a lot of props to that. CJ, Larry, Cody, JV, and BI as well. Those guys are pros. So this year, instead of kind of being in my own little circle, I just kind of ask questions, ask them why they do certain things, and just try to incorporate it into my own life.
So what did you learn about yourself this season?
I learned how to have fun with the game, a lot of fun with it, without putting too much pressure on myself. And I enjoyed it. Just something about having fun while playing the game I love is something.
How did you finish with a 40-point game? And they already talked about you played the most games so far in the NBA, and then you go down with the injury. How are you doing mentally given all?
When it first happened, it was super frustrating. Really frustrating because, I just felt like I was in that zone. When it happened, just kind of knew. That's why I looked so frustrated. But, like I said, just got to build on it into next season and hopefully participate in the playoffs next year.
Your teammates talked a lot about
the fact that you guys weren't very close to your potential yet, but how close do you think this team is to what you really can do?
I think we made a lot of growth, but we still have a lot more improvements that we can make to be a special team. Where we're at right now is definitely not where we were at the beginning of the year, but I still think we have a lot of room to grow.
Your teammates talk a lot about the work you put in, the habits, the approach and all that stuff, how that was kind of new or improved this year. What did it take to kind of get to that point where you were able to establish the work that led to 70 games and the success this year?
Before I would always kind of just only focus on the court, but this year it was more like massages, a lot more treatment, and just staying on top of my body.
Have you went back and watched the Lakers game, the 40-point game yet? And if so, what is it?
I've seen a few clips, but honestly, it's frustrating. It's tough. It's tough to watch because that was a big game for us. That was a really big game for us, and I felt like we had that one, but things happen.
With the way that you changed your approach this season, are you going to change anything about what you do this summer?
Absolutely. I feel like there's always things that I can learn and grow from. So get a recap on the season and the things I did and see where I can improve.
How much the biggest thing you want to start to really, we saw it a little bit, and how comfortable are you getting to that midi, getting to, shooting more threes? It seemed like later in the season you started to go to that just a little bit more.
Honestly, just confidence. I think and just being on the court more just gave me confidence. And then my teammates, my teammates watch me work on my jumpers every day after practice. So, they'll always be telling me, dude, shoot it. It looks good. Shoot it. So it got to a point where I was like, you know what, why not? And I like the results, so I got a lot of room to grow there too.
And looking back on the season, and just thinking about the in-season tournament and everything that kind of happened after that, how much do you think that was kind of a significant moment in your career, just to have a different mindset, kind of carrying the chip on your shoulder after that?
That was definitely a big moment for me because I didn't look at anybody else. I looked at myself, and I'll take full blame for that. I wasn't where I needed to be. I didn't perform the way I needed to perform. But I think it was one of those things that I needed to experience because it definitely changed a lot for me during the season.
Do you think you're on the verge of being the player that everyone thought you were going to be in this league?
I don't know if that's an answer for me, a question for me to answer, but I know where I'm going. And I'm not going to speak too much on it, but I know where I'm going, and I know it's about to happen.
We saw you be much more vocal this year on the bench. Especially I think it was during this playoffs, like talking to Brandon, talking to CJ. Just how much more comfortable do you feel letting your voice be heard on certain things?
A lot more comfortable because at the end of the day, we all have the same goal. We all want to win. But, winning comes with a price, and I got to be vocal because the more vocal you are when you get on the court, it's easy to be more vocal on defense. So it's like a domino effect on why I was more vocal. But I think this team, we all communicated, and we can only grow from there.
Speaking of the defense, how much pride did you take in that area of your game this year?
I got to give my respect to Naji, Dyson, Jose, and of course, y'all know 5. Man, watching them dudes do what they do, as a competitor, when I see something like that, it's one of those, I got to get my shit together. And seriously, just like I'm watching Herb play free safety. I'm watching Naj and Jose and Dice pick up full court the whole time they're in the game, and I can't be the weak link. So I really locked into it, and there were a lot of games where I kind of went to the game like, nah, I need to lock in on defense. My offense gonna come, but my defense need to be there.
That play against LeBron, where he got by you, and then you caught up and swatted him. Would you have been able to do that, you think, a year ago?
A year ago, athletically, yes, but that was more IQ because I think he had Jose guarding him on that play or somebody, and just kind of looking at where his eyes were on if he was going to pass it or if he was going to attack the basket. So that was more IQ on that one. So I've grown defensively with my IQ.
Zion, what would be your message to fans next, to what they should expect from you next season?
What would be my message? I don't really got no specific message, but to the city, we appreciate the love, the support, and me and the guys are gonna do what we need to do to, bring the city what they deserve.
You mentioned the importance of the vets on this team. Why do you think Larry became a finalist for the Teammate of the Year award? What do you think is behind that, of why he was nominated for that?
Man, y'all talk to Larry. Y'all know what type of dude Larry is. Larry's just a good guy. He's very vocal. He'll say the things that maybe people don't really want to say. But he also checks on everybody. If he feels like somebody's going through something, he'll be one of the first guys to reach out, check on you. And it's beyond basketball for him. I think that's what makes him such a great guy, because it's beyond basketball.
Do you think, I know people forget, you were 18 when you got here, and before that there's obviously a lot of, high-profile moments, but do you feel like, maturity-wise, professionally, like it may have been tough at times, but the best is truly yet to come, and you are in a good spot right now, personally and professionally?
I definitely do believe that. The best is yet to come. And yeah, I think just the more I'm in the league, the more I grow.
And coming into this year, the talk was, ZB and CJ's got to have time together. They got to play more together. And now that y'all had that time together this year, what's the key to y'all just being more effective as a trio going into next year?
We figured it out a little bit, but I think my answer kind of going to be the same with that. The more we're on the court together, the better we are.
You
talk about stacking good days, and this year you focused on doing more stuff off the court as well. Just, do you think you found something from a nutrition standpoint this season that you can take with you just moving forward?
Absolutely, but like I said, I feel like there are always new things to learn. So get a recap of the season and start nitpicking what I could do better.
Thanks,
You guys have a great day.